A story's protagonist should be flawed. In fact, it's a crucial element of creating a compelling and relatable character. Here's why. Relatability. Flawed protagonists are more relatable to audiences. Who among us doesn't have flaws? By making the protagonist vulnerable and imperfect, readers or viewers can identify with them and become invested in their journey. Character growth. Flaws provide opportunities for character growth and development. As the protagonist navigates challenges, they learn to overcome their flaws, which makes their eventual successes more satisfying. Conflict and tension. Flaws create natural conflicts and tension within the story. This can lead to interesting plot twists, character dynamics, and thematic explorations. Humanization. Flaws humanize the protagonist, making them more realistic and nuanced. This is especially important in stories where the protagonist is meant to be a symbol or representation of a particular idea or group. Audience empathy. When the protagonist is flawed, it's easier for the audience to empathize with them. We can see ourselves in their struggles and imperfections, which fosters a deeper emotional connection. So, how can you make your protagonist flawed? Here are some tips. Give them a weakness. Every protagonist should have a weakness or vulnerability. This could be physical, emotional, or psychological. Make them inconsistent. Characters who are perfect or always make the right choices can be boring. Introduce inconsistencies to make them more realistic and relatable. Show their flaws. Don't just tell the reader about the protagonist's flaws. Show them through their actions, dialogue, and body language. Make their flaws relatable. Ensure the protagonist's flaws are relatable and understandable. This will help readers identify with them and become invested in their journey. Use flaws to drive the plot. Use the protagonist's flaws to drive the plot forward. This can create interesting conflicts, character dynamics, and thematic explorations. Some examples of flawed protagonists. Hercule Poirot from Agatha Christie's Mysteries. Poirot's ego and pride often lead him astray, making him a more complex and interesting character. Tony Soprano from The Sopranos. Tony's flaws, such as his temper and impulsiveness, make him a more relatable and human character. Katniss Everdeen from The Hunger Games. Katniss's flaws, like her impulsiveness and emotional baggage, make her a more nuanced and relatable protagonist. Frodo Baggins from The Lord of the Rings. Frodo's flaws, such as his fear and anxiety, make him a more human and vulnerable character. In conclusion, a flawed protagonist is essential to creating a compelling and relatable character. By making your protagonist vulnerable and imperfect, you can craft a more engaging story that resonates with your audience.